Why narcissistic women always need to be right. Have you ever noticed that no matter the situation, some women insist on being right, even when logic, facts, or evidence point the other way? When a narcissistic woman is involved, this isn't just stubbornness. It's a psychological strategy rooted in control, self-preservation, and identity. For a narcissistic woman, being right is not about winning a casual argument or proving a minor point. It's about protecting her fragile self-esteem. Deep down, she often fears exposure, criticism, or rejection, and insisting on being right shields her from feeling vulnerable. Every conversation, every disagreement, becomes a battlefield where conceding even a small point feels like admitting weakness. And make no mistake, to a narcissist, weakness is unacceptable. It threatens the carefully constructed image of competence, intelligence, and superiority that she needs the world to see. This need to always be right is also tied to control. By insisting on her correctness, she subtly forces others to validate her perspective, placing herself in a position of power. When others agree or at least submit, it reinforces her sense of authority and dominance, making her feel secure. Conversely, if challenged, she may react with manipulation, gaslighting, or passive-aggressive behaviors to twist the narrative back in her favor. But why do these patterns persist even in close relationships? Because for narcissistic women, being wrong isn't just a mistake, it's a threat to the narrative they live by. Their self-worth is tied to perfection, competence, and being admired, so admitting error is almost unthinkable. And when you factor in envy, comparison, and the constant need to outshine others, you see why minor disagreements are never minor. They're battles in a larger war to maintain dominance. Interestingly, it's not always overt hostility that enforces this dynamic. Often it's subtle. A sigh, a raised eyebrow, or carefully chosen words designed to make you doubt your perception. These microaggressions, combined with a refusal to admit fault, keep partners, friends, or colleagues walking on eggshells, quietly reinforcing her control. But there's another layer. Narcissistic women often use the "I'm right" stance to mask insecurity. The more aggressively they insist on correctness, the more it hides the inner turmoil, the fear of rejection, judgment, or exposure. By creating a world in which they are always right, they craft an illusion of safety, and the people around them are trapped in a loop of appeasement, validation, or silent frustration. And this isn't just psychological, it's relational. A narcissistic woman's insistence on being right subtly shapes how people behave around her. You may find yourself double-checking facts, walking on eggshells, or even second-guessing your instincts just to avoid conflict. This dynamic feeds into her narcissism because compliance from others reinforces the idea that her perspective is superior and unassailable. So what do you do if you find yourself in this cycle? Recognizing the pattern is the first step. Understanding that her insistence on being right is less about truth and more about control, identity, and self-protection. Boundaries are essential. You can refuse to engage in unnecessary battles without validating insecurity. You can maintain your sense of self while avoiding escalation, realizing that her rightness is a shield, not a reflection of reality. Over time, detachment, emotional and psychological, is often more powerful than argument because no matter how many facts you present, a narcissistic woman's need to always be right is rarely about facts. It's about maintaining an illusion that preserves her ego and her control over the world around her. In the end, understanding why narcissistic women insist on being right isn't just about strategy. It's about insight. It's seeing the invisible mechanisms of insecurity, dominance, and image management that drive their behavior. And with that understanding, you can navigate these relationships without losing your clarity, confidence, or peace of mind.